This is Emily Lee from Kinesiology 220, and this is a video for bandaging a wound. So, whenever you're a first aider and you see a victim that has an open wound, first of all, you need to look around, make sure the scene is safe, and you need to make sure to get consent from the victim to make sure you can help them. And once they have said yes, it's okay for you to help me, you can then, and also if they need CPR, make sure to do that first because that's kind of more important for them to be breathing. When consent is given, you wash your hands before you start addressing the wound, and put on gloves. Wash your hands with warm water and soak for 15 to 20 seconds. Between fingers, palm of hands, back of hands, or any fingernails, just like we have talked before, all over the hands. But obviously, it's not always possible that you will be able to wash your hands, and that, but if you are able to, then that would be better. Just to make sure you are clean and all that while you are helping your victim. So then you dry your hands, of course. And then you put on your gloves. And then you have to make sure that you have sterilized dressings in packages that are not opened. So then you apply this directly onto the wound and apply pressure and then once the bleeding stops, that is when you start getting ready to put on your bandage. And you make sure to start at the area farthest from the heart. So, and you just keep wrapping the bandage all the way around. Make sure it's going to be on there tight, but not too tight. And while you want to make sure it is on there good and farthest out as it can be from the wound area. And once you wrap it, you just keep wrapping it until it is all the way on there, because you want to make sure there's enough pressure for that wound, because you do not want it to bleed too much, and you want the best coverage over it and all of that. So then this is a roller bandage. So on this particular bandage, it will need to be taped because of the material and what it comes with. So you would tape it on there, and then it is possible for bleeding to continue, and that's when you seriously realize that this is a more severe wound. And because of that, you do not take off the dressing, you just continue to apply. And at this point, you do need to make sure to call 911. And so you apply a more of a dressing, a new one, and then you continue to let the bleeding stop, and then once you realize it stops, you apply another bandage. And then you just let the bleeding stop as much as you just keep addressing that, keep dealing with that, and confirming the victim that EMS is on their way. And while you are waiting, you just address the victim anywhere else. If you didn't know for sure that this is the only wound that they have, you need to make sure that they don't have any other wounds. So, or anything like that. So then once you're done with that, well, and then also on any wound that did not have profusely bleeding or a lot of bleeding that wasn't major, you would clean it with water and soap. You would just clean it out and then put a dressing on it and bandages or whatever it needed. And so then once you're done with all that, you need to make sure to clean up the area. Typically with thicker gloves than these, not latex gloves, because you need more protection, obviously. So then what you need to do is use soap and water in that area, and then use a sterilizing, like a water and bleach solution or something that's strong. So then I would remove my gloves. Both times I remove my gloves, I would need to remove, like we had talked about before, we pinch the inside and the one glove, and then use these fingers to get off the other glove. And everything that was used or everything that was had any kind of contamination on it needs to be put into some type of steel plastic bag. Typically a biohazard bag, because that would be best, but normally that's probably not going to be around or going to be the case. So just as long as it's probably in a more sealed bag than this, something to seal it and get it thrown away, and where it's away from anything where germs will not spread. So that is bandaging a wound and assessing a victim. Thank you.